ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Namaskar, my dear friends. This video I am making for Kaivalya Upanishad. Kaivalya Upanishad is a minor Upanishad. This video starts with first part or first khanda, introductory part of this Upanishad. This Upanishad is so called because it teaches the means by which the soul can completely emancipate itself from matter and further transmigrations. Narayana calls this Upanishad, especially the first of its two sections, by the name of Satraudriya, that is literally a century of designations applicable to Rudra. To distinguish it perhaps from the so-called Satraudriya, namely the fifth Prapatka of the fourth Kanda of the Taittiriya Samhita, beginning with Namaste Rudra Manyave. He calls this Upanishad Brahma Satrudariya, that is, that Satrudariya which is dedicated to the glorification of the Nirguna or unconditioned Brahma, as opposed to Saguna or conditioned Brahma, the personal God called Shiva, who is glorified in the other. According to Narayana, it is the Brahma Satrudariya which is recommended for recitation. In the second khanda, Sankarananda, Sri Natha Sivacharya and others, however, speak of only one Satrudariya, that which occurs in the Taittiriya Samhita. Kaivalyopanishad. Hari Om. At Aswalaino Bhagwantam Param Nishtpum Sametyo Vachah. Adi hi Bhagwan Brahma Vidyam Varishtam Sada Sadbhi Sevemanam Niguddham Yaya Chirat Sarvapapam Vepohai Prata Param Purusham Yati Vidwan Brahma Vidya. That is the first sloka. Then did Valayana approach the Lord Parmeshwar thin and said, "Do thou, O Lord, teach Brahma Vidya, the most excellent, always resorted to by the righteous, quite hidden, by which the wise man before long shakes off all sin and reaches the Purusha spirit greater than the great." Then, after the acquisition of the four qualifications, sadhanas, which number 1, viveka, discrimination between the real and the unreal; number 2, vairagya, indifference to enjoyments here and hereafter; number 3, 1, sama, control of manas. Manas means mind. Number 2, dama, subjugation of the senses. Subjugation here means control of the senses. Number 3, uparati, abstention from all formal religious rites accompanied with the renunciation of all desire. Fourth, titiksha, endurance. Fifth, samadhana, ability to fix manas on one single object for a long time. Samadhana here means concentration of mind. Number 6, Shraddha, faith in the teachings of the Veda and of the teachers. Fourth is Mumukshutva, a longing for liberation. Asvalayana, the son of Asvala, a teacher of Rig Veda. Parmesthin, literary meaning, dwelling in the supreme abode. Brahma, the father of all, known also as the Pitamah or grandfather. Asvalayana approached Brahma in due fashion and put him a question with a view to learn Brahma Vidya, the divine wisdom. Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya means the knowledge of the self, the knowledge of Atma, knowledge of Brahma, knowledge of relation between Atma and Brahm. So Brahma Vidya, that knowledge which leads to an intuitive perception of Brahma, the one infinite in time and space. This Brahma Vidya exists in the hearts of all beings, only it is quite concealed from view by avidya. It is resorted by those who have subjugated the body and the senses, and it is well guarded from those who are not qualified for it. See, for qualification, the mind and intellect of a sadhaka must be pure. His vasanas must be eliminated. He should discard, eradicate his ego. Then only he becomes eligible for this type of spiritual knowledge. The wise man, he who has realized that his own true self is Brahma, all sin, all cause of pain which may be summed up in ajnana and its vasanas or latent impressions, the desires which are not fulfilled, they carry on gathering in our chitta, and these gathered desires, subtle impressions, sanskaras, known as vasanas. These vasanas are the main hindrance in the path of a sadhaka who is pursuing his sadhana for self-realization and liberation. These vasanas must be eradicated, then only the person will be realizing his self. Greater and avyakta, which is the cause of the whole universe, is great, and the Atman. Avyakta means which cannot be explained, which cannot be described, who is hidden. The Supreme Lord, who is the seat and object of the highest wisdom, is even greater than Avyakta. He is called Purusa because he is all pervading. Threefold path. तस्मै स होवाच पितामहश्च श्रद्धा भक्ति ध्यान योग दवेहि न कर्मणा न पर्जया धनेन त्यागे नैके अमृतवा मानसु. This is second shloka of Amrita Bindu Upanishad. Meaning, and to him verily he, the grandsire, said, do thou know it by means of faith, devotion, and meditation, not by work, not by progeny, not by wealth, but by renouncement the great ones attained immortality. The grandsire Brahma, the lotus-seated, is the father of Daksha and other Prajapatis, who are the fathers of the whole universe. because Brahma Vidya cannot be directly said by word of mouth. Brahma transcending all speech and thought, the teacher proceeds first to teach the means by which it can be attained. There are three means of attaining Brahma Vidya. Number one, Shraddha, the firm faith that there is something beyond the visible and that what the scriptures and the teachers teach concerning the invisible is nothing but truth. Number two, Bhakti, complete devotion to the Guru and to the Lord, who is the goal of the path. Number three, Dhyana, deep meditation, an unbroken current of the thought of Atma, uninterrupted by any other thought, endued with Shraddha and Bhakti. The aspirant attains Brahma Vidya by practice of meditation, like Shraddha and Bhakti. Sannyasa, the renouncing of all sacrificial rites and everything dear in the world, constitutes a means of attaining Brahma Vidya. By renunciation alone, the great sages acquired the ancient wisdom and attained immortality. Without renunciation, no intuitive or direct knowledge of Atma can be attained. Without renunciation, it is at best only an indirect knowledge of the reality that can be attained. When the aspirants resort to complete renunciation, the goal of the path, Parenakam nihitam guhayam vibhrajate yad yato यद तयो विशन्ति वेदांत विज्ञान सुनिश्चितार्था संन्यासा स योगाद यत्तः शुद्ध सत्वा. Meaning, this is third shloka. Meaning, that which is higher than Svarga, that which seated in the cave shines resplendent. Here, cave means the spiritual heart. That do those aspirants enter who by Vedantic wisdom have well ascertained the thing, whose aspirants whose minds have been purified by sannyasa yoga. See, here we have to understand there is a difference. When we say Vedanta, in Vedanta we have to understand that Vedanta means Atma, God and Prakriti, nature, they are the same. Matter and Atma, the they are the integrated part of Brahma. But non-Vedantic principles state that Brahma, Atma and matter, they are distinctly separate. So we have to understand that the word absolute means there is only one entity, that is Brahma. Rest all Atma and matter, they are the part and parcel of Brahma. Fourth is shloka. They do those aspirants enter who by Vedantic wisdom have well ascertained the thing, those aspirants whose minds have been purified by sannyasa yoga. Fourth stanza, fourth verse. Te brahmlokesu prantakale pramritat primuchyanti sarve. Meaning, in the region of Burma, at the last moment of para, they all become released from the great, the immortal. The aspirants of unsullied minds, those who have, having renounced the world by mighty effort, attained an intuitive realization of Brahma, become while still alive on earth one with their own immortal blissful Atma, far transcending Svarga. If by any obstacle, such as a desire to enjoy the pleasures of Brahmaloka, those aspirants who, after renouncing all world as something not worth longing for, have ascertained the nature of Brahma by the study of the scriptures, fail to attain in their earthly life to a complete realization of their identity with Brahma. They go after death to the regions of Brahma, the demiurge, and there they, as well as Burma, will be completely liberated at the last moment of Para, the great cycle of Brahma's life, that is at the time of Parlaya or cosmic dissolution, not before, and become one with the absolute Brahma. Contemplation of the Nirguna Brahma. So Brahma is having two forms. One is Nirguna Brahma and Saguna Brahma. The Shruti now proceeds to describe here. Shruti means Vedas. The Shruti now proceeds to describe the yoga by which he who dwells in the heart of all may manifest himself to the disciple in his own heart. विविक्त देशे च सुखासनस्थ शुचिः समग्रीशरीरः अत्याश्रमस्थ सखिलेन्द्रियाणि निरुद्ध भक्तया सद्गुरुं प्रणम्य. श्लोक नंबर 5. हर्तुपुण्डरीकं विरजं विशुद्धं विचन्ते मध्ये विशुद्धं विशोकम्. Meaning, at a retired spot, seated in an easy posture, pure, erect being the neck, the head and the body, leading the highest order of life, restraining all the sense organs and having saluted his own Guru in devotion, regarding the heart lotus stand and quite pure, and in its center contemplating him who is free from all taint and grief. Sixth sloka, sixth stanza. अचिन्त्यं व्यक्तमनन्तरूपं शिवं प्रशान्त अमृतं ब्रह्मयोनिं तथा विमध्यान्तरविहीनमेकं विभुं चिदानन्दरूपम् अद्भुतं. Who is unthinkable, the unmanifest, whose forms are endless, who is the good, tranquil, immortal, who is the womb of Dharma, and who is devoid of a beginning, middle, or end, the one who is intelligence and bliss, the formless, the wonderful. For the attainment of Dharma, the aspirant should practice yoga in the following manner. He should resort to a clean and lonely place, and when there is nothing to disturb the mind, he should sit on a comfortable seat. He should then perform all the internal and external ablutions prescribed by the Shastras without any feeling of trouble. Firmly seated in a regular posture such as Padmasana, he should hold erect his head, neck and body. He should become a sannyasin of the highest or Paramhansa order. Restraining the mind and all the senses, he should bow down to his own Guru with bhakti as laid down by law, regarding him equal to Devas, if not even superior to them. He should then regard the heart lotus as perfectly pure, free from all rasic and tamasic dirt. free from all passions and delusions, etc., containing within it the orbs of the sun, the moon, and the fire. Within it he should contemplate the Parameswara, the unmanifested and the unthinkable, as transcending all speech and thought, the infinite, the good, the bliss itself, free from Maya, free from birth and death, the one, self luminous, endued with all powers, the source of all Vedas, the formless, quite a wonderful being. Contemplation of the Saguna Brahma. If the mind cannot rise to the thought of Parameswara as such, he should contemplate him in his saguna or conditioned aspect as made up of the Lord and his spouse. Uma Sahayam Parameswaram Prabhum Trilocanam Neelkanthe Prashantam. This is stanza number 7. ध्यात्वा मुनिर्गच्छति भूतयोनिं समस्तसाक्षिं तं सन् परस्तात्. Meaning, him whose helpmate is Uma, who is the Supreme Lord, mighty, three-eyed, dark-naked, and serene, having meditated thus, the sage reaches him who is the womb of all beings, the witness of all, transcending darkness. Uma, Shiva's helpmate, that is the Brahma Vidya, which protects Shiva from such assailants as passion, love, etc. Or Uma may refer to the goddess Bhavani associated with Shiva, the Lord, conceived as half man and half woman, Ardhanarishwar. The aspirant should contemplate Uma, the divine lady spoken of in the Kena Upanishad as an incarnation of Brahma Vidya, as a helpmate of the Supreme Lord conceived as man. This divine lady is the prototype of all other beings of the female sex who may be looked upon as her mere reflections. She is the divine being composed of all potencies, shaktis, and all principles, tattvas. It is by her grace that all living creatures, including devas, attain to swarga or moksha in future and to worldly happiness on earth. By her mere glance, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Sankara, and other devas exist or cease to exist, possessed of a high and broad chest, wide loins, slender waist, moon-like face, fish-like eyes, black hair. The divine lady, beautiful in every limb of the body, cannot but bewitch the heart of her divine Lord. Bedecked with a jeweled belt in her waist with bracelets in the wrist, arms, and ankles with garlands of pearls and other jewels round the neck with an ornamental crown and earrings and with many other jewels. She shines with incomparable splendor. Though the mother of the whole world, yet she never looks more than 16 years old. Associated with such a divine lady is he, the divine spouse, even more perfect in all attributes, the overlord of Brahma and other mighty beings, bedecked with all sorts of ornaments, clad in the tiger's skin or quite naked. His whole body is smeared with ashes. He wears a garland containing a number of Brahma skulls with a digit of the moon shining in his clotted hair, brilliantly White like cow's milk, he wears the ganges on the head and puts on a smiling face. He is 1,000 times more beautiful than Kandarpa, the god of love, and 1,000 times more brilliant than the sun himself. Without birth and death, he is the cause of the birth, existence, and dissolution of the universe. His face is as handsome as the full moon, and he has the sun, the moon, and the fire for his eyes. Every part of the body is very beautiful, his neck being shaped like a conch. He has arms extending down to the knees and wears a serpent as the sacred thread. Yajnopavita over the body. He is seated in Padmasana with the eyes resting on the tip of the nose. He is called Mahadeva and Vamadeva, the highest and the most gracious God. He is the first Guru of all Gurus. He is self-luminous. He is bliss in essence. He is without a second. From him was born the Hiranyagarbha, the father of the Viras and all the other Devas, the aspirant whose mind is not equal to the contemplation of the Nirguna Dharma. The absolute should resort to yoga and contemplate the Parmeshwara as described above, as dark-necked as the Lord of the universe, as the destroyer of all sins, as seated in the heart lotus or in the sun or in the fire or in the moon or in the Kailasa or some other mountain. When the manas of the yogin who contemplates the divine being in this form as half man and half woman becomes steadfast, then he realizes Shiva, that wonderful supreme divine being who is the cause of the universe and yet who is devoid of the whole or any part of the universe, who transcends all speech and thought as his own true self, who is above all delusions and never tainted by it, who is a near witness in the buddhi of all beings, while in himself unconnected with it. So I complete this video here. Next video will start with heading Brahma is all. Brahma is all. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and share the video and subscribe the channel. Namaskar my dear friends.